Hey, how's it going? So we are in the Royal National Park today. I'm actually walking the Royal Coast Track, which is about 27 kilometers from Bundeena all the way down to Otford. So yeah, this morning I got up, got the bus, a bus and a train to Cronulla, and then you get the ferry from Cronulla to Bundeena. It costs like $7. Yeah, super easy journey. I couldn't work out how to drive and camp that way, so I thought it was easier to get public transport. I'm actually staying overnight at a campsite called North Era, so that'd be really fun. So I've got everything in my backpack for camping. So I have a tent, cooker, food, water, everything for 2 days. And yeah, we got the ferry to Bundeena, just walked up, it's almost 10 AM, and then we're going to stop off at the balconies and then walk all the way down. So it's nice, it's not really sunny, it's kind of overcast, which is absolutely perfect for me. I've got my new bucket hat, so stay tuned to see that later, potentially. And we might see some whales. I think it's whale watching season, but yeah, I'm super excited and come along for the ride. So I've actually done quite a lot of these walks before in different sections. A lot of the north end is corrugated like this, it's super easy, so yeah, definitely well signposted and easy to go. I'm also using all trails, got their maps offline because quite a lot of the Royal National Park you don't get a phone signal, so just a bit of a tip there. My signal's already gone, so or it's very intermittent, so make sure you download offline maps and have a battery pack. I've also got my Sony A7C, not great for navigation, but get some good photos. Because the weather's really cloudy, I don't know how it's going to come out, but nothing Lightroom can't fix. So here we are at the balconies, and this is a really good map to show you where we're going actually. So I got the bus and the train to Cronulla. You can pretty much anywhere in Sydney you can get to Cronulla pretty easy. Then you get a ferry across to Bundeena, and I basically walked up here to the balconies, and then we're going to walk all the way along here, and we are going to camp in North Era, and then tomorrow we're gonna walk from North Era to Otford, and you basically get the train, a couple of trains back to Sydney. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. Look at this. Right, so here we are at Wedding Cake Rock. It's pretty cool. I'm just gonna take off a few layers. It's getting pretty warm, put some sunscreen on and a hat on and have some water. Yeah, so far so good. I'm happy it's not really sunny, and I'm very happy it's not raining. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Here's the famous bucket hat, which everyone's been waiting for. $10 from Kmart. So pretty much 90% of my stuff which I use for camping or car camping is from Kmart, so I'd highly recommend it. Kmart, if you're watching this and you want to sponsor, I'm in desperate need to get this YouTube channel up and running, so let me know. Look at that. I actually feel so nice to get the heat off your head. Still, even when it's overcast in Australia, it's even more dangerous with the sun, because the UV is really strong. So you always want to make sure you always wear sunscreen. Can't even didn't put it on this morning. Have some fuel, some water, and then we'll hit the road. Hey, welcome to Marley Beach. It's our first water crossing and I'm wearing runners, so no hiking boots this time around, hopefully next time. So I'm going to take these off and I'll see you on the other side. That's kind of like nice on the old feet to cool them off, but it looks pretty ominous over there, so I think we should pick up the pace. It's just really dark cloud. It's really muggy, so that sounds like a storm to me. So this could be good content. Whoa, look at that wave, whoa! You can feel the rip from here, right? Whoa! Okay, I'm under. Let's go up the beach a little bit. This is so cool. Absolutely no one here, and we're like 2 hours from Sydney. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, pick up that pace. Okay, we're about 10 k's in. We're close to Guatemala. Been there a few times. It's awesome. I just came across this like beautiful creek. I just took some shots, and there's a pretty big lizard here. I'm just gonna have lunch. For lunch, it's about midday, so I thought, well, why not? For lunch today, I'm gonna have a tuna wrap, maybe some beef jerky, and yeah, just enjoy this serenity. It's so nice because it's a Monday. There's like no one here, so super quiet. We also packed my food into plastic bags, which is super helpful. I've just opened my bag and my lunch is there, so I love that. Tuna wraps, all that warm for me next to my back. This lizard's about to attack me. It's not backing down. I'm out of here. I'll take my lunch and go elsewhere. I think it looks pretty vicious. Okay, I'm not sure how much the camera picked up then. But basically I was about to have my lunch and this lizard was about this big, you saw on the camera, it had sharp claws, was just standing right there about to attack me, I swear. Maybe I was near his young or something, or his family. But then he went into like downward dog, like he was about to attack me. That was madness. Anyway, back to lunch. Tabasco, secret sauce, tuna wrap. I'm talking like I could go backpacking all the time. It's my first time ever hiking and camping. So doing it solo is interesting as well. That was a very in-betweeners moment, that's all I can say. I just checked the maps. Turns out we were meant to take a right quite a while ago, but I've been sticking to the coastline. It's just absolutely beautiful. I think this is Eagle Rock because it looks like an eagle, or the next one down also looks like an eagle. Pretty cool. But we're basically going to go along the coastline and then we're going to cut back into the coast path because yeah, I kind of got carried away and had my head down, wanted to get the K's in. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning, and this is just my favourite weather. This should be like a travel, adventure and weather channel because I feel that I talk about the weather a lot. Yeah, let's get back on the trail. Here we are at Eagle Rock. You can see it just in the corner there. There's some people up there with their drones taking videos. I wish I had a drone, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. So now from Eagle Rock, I'm pretty sure it's onwards to Gary Beach. They're standing so close to the edge. Right, so we've been walking for almost 16 Ks. It's about 4 hours. And we are halfway between Eagle Rock and Gary Beach, really, or Little Gary. Like, yeah, Gary Beach. So yeah, making pretty good time. It's currently 2:15, so it'd be awesome if we have camp set up by 5. I think we're kind of on target for that. For another 2-3 hours to go. Just stopped for some water. It's actually super humid, which I think is just all draining energy a bit. Need to get the fluids up and the energy, so have a quick snack and then we'll get back to it. I mean, wow, just look at that. That's Gary Beach down there. And then down there is the only water source for quite a while, I think, so we can stop it there for our bottles. Look at that. This is what it's all about. Just down Gary Beach, hanging out with the mates. I've run into a slight problem with water. The cafe is locked, shut, not sure why. And they say you can't drink this water because it's rainwater, but I do have my purification bottle with me. I'll show you how that works. Never used it before, but now it's gonna come in handy because I'm down to 1 litre. I need to cook and eat and everything, so and drink water for next day. So gonna have to purify this. I'm sure it'll be fine, but only time will tell. So you pour it in here, this is a filter, so it should filter out like 99.7% of bacteria. So you just run it through there and it should be good. Okay, so with the water situation, I'm gonna drink from the white bottle because that's still fresh. I'm gonna cook with the rain tap water, which I'm not meant to drink. It's filtered, but it tastes like plastic. I'm not sure if that's the water filter or the actual water, but it's all good for the immune system, isn't it? Okay, I've just found this creek. It's definitely flowing, so it should be fresh water. It goes down to the ocean. It's a bit discoloured, but I'm gonna taste this water now. This is like the world's worst survival show. Tastes about the same, so I think the plastic taste is the actual bottle. Well, it tastes better actually. I might fill up from the creek and get rid of that toilet water. Yeah, I think it makes it feel better. Okay, the water situation's sorted out. I feel so much better than fresh creek water rather than like stagnant toilet water. I guess that would make sense, right? Now we've just got to walk up the steep hill and down to our campground. Hopefully it's getting to around 4 PM, so we don't get the tent set up and chill out because it's been pretty intense. This place reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Little Hobbiton. It's like the stairs to Mordor. Black gates up there somewhere. Look at that. That was worth all that effort. Just for that. Just coming to camp. I think camp's here, but there's no one there. How good. Pretty freaky. First thing I see in the campground. Right, so we've arrived at North Era, or Era. North Era, why not? Campground. I'm the only one here, which is pretty bizarre. It's taken a while to process that. It's you definitely feel like you're remote here. Wow. There's no water source. I don't think there's any phone reception. So luckily I filled up at that creek, because otherwise I'd have been walking back that way and that would have been horrible. Yeah, it's really bizarre. I'll give you a tour of the campsite a bit, but over there it's just completely bogged. So here's literally the only place which is up a bit and it's not bogged, which is bizarre. And yeah, there's no one here, so it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna set the tent up, then I'm going to maybe eat some food, maybe go down to the beach. I might do it tomorrow. I'm so tired. I think that's the thing I didn't realise how tiring this would be with the weight of the backpack. But oh, the wind's coming up. I need my other microphone on there. But yeah, this is interesting. Really fun though. So I have this tent, and it's a 3-man tent. Me and Rach. But it weighs an absolute ton. It literally took up pretty much half the bag. So if anyone's got a recommendation for a lightweight backpacking tent, please let me know. Cheers. Let's skip to the good part. Hey, so we have base camp set up, as you can see. We've got the sleeping pad, air pillow. I have to get the pillow when I go camping. Yeah, everything's out. Food's organised, my water, rationing's organised. I think we're down to about 2.5, 3 litres, so I'm pretty thirsty as well because I've just walked for like, I think I walked for 6.5 hours and it took about 21 Ks. Yeah, honestly, it was the weight of the pack just threw me. I should probably done a shorter walk in hindsight. Maybe something not as massive, but hey, these things happen. But yeah, I came back and I just crashed. Like I was just so tired. So I had some water, some food, salamis were a great shout. And I'm just sort of taking in the nature and just being the only one here. It's absolutely fantastic. Later on, we're going to cook dinner. And I may go for a little patrol around the campsite, I'm not sure. I may just stay here and do it in the morning because my legs are pretty tired. And yeah, I don't want to wander too far from the tent. But yeah, this is awesome. So pleased I brought you guys along because at the minute, the only person I can talk to is the camera, which is pretty funny. I feel like that episode of the US Office when Michael's trying to survive out in the wilderness. There's a helicopter going past. That's me. I've got my multi-tool. So glad I bought this. And yeah, stick around for some dinner and see what we get up to. By we, I say me and you. So. Shall I give you a little 360 of the campsite? So over there it's just completely bogged. It gets worse towards the back. There are some drop toilets behind that, way back over there, and there's some in the top left up there, or now in the middle. But it's just too boggy to get anywhere near them. So I sort of found this flattish piece of ground. So I smelled a campfire there before. And yeah, it's not too bad. It could be worse. It's just crazy to think I'm the only one here, but the beach is literally there. So you see that? That's the back of the sand dune. So you walk over and the ocean's right there, so you can hear it in the distance, which is nice. But I'm surrounded by this moat, I think. So I think I got the best spot because around me is a moat and it's the driest point. It's a little bit raised and everywhere else is just completely bogged. So yeah, super happy now. Camp set up. I've had some more water and some food. Morale's starting to pick back up, but yeah. Hope you're enjoying this adventure as much as I am. Right, trying to film my GoPro, but it's actually out of battery. We're doing it. We're leaving base behind us. We're going to go down to the beach for a quick patrol, scope out the area, see what's going on, and then I want to get that done now, so then we can come back, cook dinner, and chill around or in the tent. So yeah, come along. I can feel a couple of drops of rain, so this might be quick. Here's the drawbridge to get into my castle. Oh, it's not as safe in bare feet, to be honest. Oh. 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 The reason I'm in bare feet is because it's so boggy, so it's just easier to be in bare feet. Desperately need a pair of hiking shoes, so if anyone has any recommendations, pop them in the comments. Probably not going for a swim. Wow. I have this whole beach to myself. Okay, this is pretty epic. My own private beach. Not bad. Probably not gonna go for a dip for obvious reasons, but this is stunning. I just want to rinse my feet though, because they're so dirty. Okay, this is well worth checking out, but now it's time to head back to camp. Chill out and cook some dinner. It's not a bad view from within the tent. Pretty shallow day, but it's a bit of a lay down for cooking dinner. I wish I had a chair. To get a lighter tent, you can then carry a chair as well. Or maybe this is how heavy a backpack is when you get backpacking. I don't know. I need scales and weigh how heavy it is because it just feels too heavy. Time to cook some dinner. Right, so on the menu we have some mac and cheese. while dinner's cooking. Bit of blue sky. How good's that? It's forecasted rain later, slash a storm, so nice bit of blue sky. Bon appetit. Alright, so that dinner was delicious. I had a couple of Mars bars for dessert. I actually chucked in a can of tuna into the pasta just to fill it up, and it was really nice. Just a few things I've learned, which I thought I'd share, especially because my first time doing any sort of through hike or backpacking and hiking, that's a fly, hiking trip. I packed my meals into these plastic bags, like breakfast, lunch and dinner. That works really well. Then you can convert them into a rubbish bag. So it's really important to take all your rubbish off the trail, obviously. And for how I've prepared meals, I don't think I've done too bad because I've got left over. I have a can of tuna, a soup and a pasta. That's just extra, just in case I bumped into some without any food or I was stuck or I was really hungry. I think that's always a not a bad idea to have. So yeah, those plastic bags are really good. I'd say this picnic blanket which folds up into nothing is really good. And also these Dettol wipes. So you can use them to like wash your hands, your face. Wait, these are hands and surfaces, so just hands or surfaces. But yeah, these also work really well for cleaning, washing up. I got this from Toby actually. Shout out Toby if you're watching this. Mosquito. Of course, bring mosquito repellent. So yeah, these are super helpful for so many different purposes. I just really recommend having a small packet if you're backpacking or big one in your car, but you can actually do the washing up with it. Well, to an extent we can get it home, do you know what I mean? And yeah, as you know, we don't have unlimited water, so this is a really good way to do it. Those are my top tips. If you enjoyed them, give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. You can't see them anymore on YouTube anyway, so make sure you're subscribed and there'll be no dramas. Look at that. So I'm all packed away. I think what I'm going to do now is head into the cabin, aka the tent, and watch the sunset from within the tent. The mosquitoes are just coming out, so time for me to go in. Even the insect repellent isn't doing too much. But yeah, just reflecting back on the day, just super grateful that I'm able to do this, and yeah, it's just been an awesome experience. And hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep. It's forecasting rain, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna rain. So hopefully we'll wake up and be dry tomorrow. I want to get up super early tomorrow and smash out the last bit of the hike. It's the stint from where we are now in North Era Campground through to Otford train station. So yeah, should be a good one. Then jump on the train back to the city, back to Rose Bay, and back to seeing people. So I'm gonna hit the hay and watch the sunset from the best view in the house, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's actually, is that light flickering? Let me turn that off. Good morning. It's about 5:15 in the morning. Actually had a pretty good night's sleep. I don't know how dark it is on the camera, but the sun's just rising. Yeah, some unusual noises throughout the night, as expected. I swear someone's walking around the tent, but I'm not sure if that's just in my imagination. But yeah, gonna get up, make a cup of coffee, maybe some porridge, and then we'll be on our merry way. But yeah, I was absolutely exhausted yesterday, so I got a pretty decent sleep. It got really cold during the night, as normal, but excuse me, overall, we're all good. Yeah, it's pretty cold, so I think we're gonna be making the coffee, staying in the tent, but that's gonna be outside. Because yeah, that wind chill is pretty cold. I've been super lucky though, because there's been zero rain, I think, so everything's nice and dry. So I want to get everything packed up and on the road ASAP. Take a look at that sunrise. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We're all packed up and ready to go, and let's hit the trail to Otford. Can't forget you guys. It's another image of my moat which we need to cross. Just walking in the morning. First person I see. So this is the campsite on the left. This is all totally bogged. So we had to walk along the beachway this morning. Come along here. Look at that sunrise. Beautiful. Found out a really interesting fact about era. So in the 1920s and 1930s, when there was the Great Depression in Australia, men who had lost their jobs came here and built these cabins to fish and live off the land. And yeah, they don't have electricity, water. They paid a fee to the private landowners, but now they pay to the national parks. And yeah, they have a life-saving club down there, which was formed in 1938, I believe. And no lives have been lost since that was formed during patrol hours. Read that very carefully. But yeah, just really fascinating that to think almost 90 years ago there was a Great Depression and people lost their jobs and yeah, come to live off the land. It's an encouraging sign. Welcome to Burning Palms, which definitely lives up to the name. That's a figure of 8 pools just down there. It's not on this trail, but I've been there before. Definitely recommend it if you haven't been. It's quite spectacular. Now would be a really good time actually, because it's first thing in the morning. It's pretty Instagram friendly. So look at this sunrise still coming up. Look at that. That is what it's all about. Freaky. So we're just in the palm jungle and I haven't seen a single person since yesterday, so anything could have happened. I'm thinking Walking Dead. The bag keeps getting caught on pretty much every palm tree which is overhanging, so it's almost like the jungle's trying to keep me here and reclaim me. I had to stop and rearrange my bag, but we're all good. Back. Right, the stairs from Burning Palms to Otford are pretty intense, especially with this big old thing on my back. But we're going to push through. We're going to get to the top. The final stairs home. I think it's quite a way. Do the miles, get the views. Oh, that's one way to warm up. I am a bit sweaty now. Look at those views at the top of the stairs. So good. Look at the size of this snake. Welcome to Australia. Not sure if the camera's picking up how big that is. It must be about 2 feet, 3 feet. That's a beauty. My foot for reference. That's really, really big. That snake was awesome, but we're gonna leave him in peace and onwards with the trail. And they did say be wary of snakes, so always be looking down and up. Just be aware of everything at all times. So we did it. So we're at Otford station. That was absolutely fantastic. It definitely pushed me a little bit. I've never done through hiking, so I've never hiked, camped and hiked. And I think for me it was the weight of the backpack and everything you have to carry. I want to try and do some research and planning to get this shed a few kilos off this. And also figure out how to do the whole camera thing with a backpack. I think I've seen a Peak Designs camera clip, so I might get that, but yeah, that'd be cool. Water wise, I took to camp for me about 3.5–4 litres, and I've got about 1.5 left, so that's more than enough for the journey home. So that was all good. Food wise was perfect, I can have a few snacks now. And yeah, got to Otford with enough time to wait for my train, which was really nice. So yeah, just gonna chill out. It's quite nice actually just sitting down, because yeah, that was pretty intense for my first ever through hike. But yeah, absolutely loved it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos like this. I think I'm going to do a pack rundown or like a packing list at some stage. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.